can't necessarily make a wrong decision. It's a matter of what you want to do with you, your career, and obviously I consider my family, right? And what do they want to do? Where do they want to live? What are they comfortable with? And obviously the team.
To discuss. The last time I saw you, we were at our dear friend Jason's golf tournament, and Jason and I were unfortunately losing to you and your wife Kamaya in spades.
See, yeah. That's what we do. Like, my wife knows we get very competitive with spades, so if one of us messes up during the game, we hold that in the back of our head, and then car ride home, we let each other know. So.
Yeah, have you ever beaten Jason in spades, or lost to Jason in spades?
You know what? No. That may be our first time actually playing. So
really,
you took this first L right along with him. So
unfortunately, it was because I take spades very seriously, so I was sad that we lost. Then they went to play Booray, and I was like, nah, I'm not rich enough for this Booray game.
Yeah, it get ugly there.
Absolutely. Ugly. So Booray in the NBA is like this underground thing that everyone plays, but a lot of people don't know how to play. How much money have you lost playing Booray?
Oh, I'm gonna have to tell you after.
It's that much?
No, I've never lost that much.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I add them up, it may be a little bit. But I've won a lot too, so I'm like, I don't know. I'll tell you after.
Okay, how have you taken a lot of money from others?
Yes, unfortunately. But, it's all a brotherhood, so, it's better than us going to a casino or something like that. We all, we keep it in a family.
Yeah, it's really like this thing. It's how y'all, like, kill time on the plane. And I feel like it's this bonding experience that happens playing Booray.
It is, and we're all competitive players. That's just our nature. And then when it comes to cards, it's even more, of a competitive spirit outside of basketball. So, and it's another way for us to build some camaraderie, some good brotherhood outside of the court too. So, gambling is intense. We don't recommend it for everybody.
Like me, I was like, I'm not doing that.
Either you know what you're doing or you don't, because I've been a part of a lot of vets and a lot of games where there's no teaching involved, and you'll get your head cracked really quick. So.
Yeah, I was like, this is a very, very serious game. But obviously, you and Jason are two players who don't really need any more bonding. You guys are already like brothers. It's very well documented, this really strong relationship that you two have. But, I like a nice moment on the show. I love when people get their flowers. So Jason has a message for you that I am going to play for you. Okay, I'm going to give you my phone. It's very sweet. Okay, here you go. Straight from Jason.
Yo, what's up? Just wanted to stop by, I guess for a surprise video, Taylor asked me. But, just wanted to stop by and, I've said it a million times. I'm going to say it a million more times before it's all over with. That, I just want to say I appreciate Brad. Everybody know how close we are. That's my big brother that I never had. Appreciate all the talks, the lessons and things like that. For me as a person, as a player, I wouldn't be where I am today without you. Just that true role model, right? That, I saw, growing up, and that, pushed me to be better and to be a better person and player. And that's something that I always admired and appreciated, that, you always wanted me to be better than you, and that meant more than everything. So, the real St. Louis GOAT, legend, because without you, it wouldn't be me. So you don't get enough credit, but I'm always give you the credit. And, you got to relax, man. You got to chill. Your EYBL team, you always videos you cussing out the kids. You gotta chill. But no, my big brother, man, appreciate you. It's all love. I'm gonna see you this summer.
I love this dude.
Oh, what's it like hearing him just talk about the impact that you have had on him and his life and career?
It's surreal in a lot of ways. That's dope.
Yeah, you're like getting emotional.
Yeah, a little bit. Cause for me, I didn't have that image per se. Like to me, my older brother was my favorite player outside of the GOATs and the legends we see on the court in the NBA. So I didn't have that image of what a pro is like, what recruiting was like, going through that phase. Like I seen it within my family, and so that was my way of learning, on the fly. And so it's funny that he talks about my AAU team because he was a part of that. It was way before I called him Bradley Beal Elite years later. But I used to yell at him and chew him out the same exact way. But that speaks volumes, that just speaks volumes of his character and just who he is. Like for me, it's the same with Jayson, same with all the kids I coach, every kid that's, ironically, we're playing against some of the kids I've coached in the league now, on my AU team. So it's the same message to all of them. Like, I did it, and I didn't have a spoon in my mouth. I didn't have the picture perfect blueprint of what to do, how to do it. But, I knew my hard work would get me there. If I just trusted myself and believed in myself and obviously listened to my parents and the right figures around me, I can take advantage of the opportunities that I had. So for Jayson now, look at him now, he's in the finals, right? And that's something that we talk about. You never imagine that happening. Your biggest thing is making it to the NBA, but then to be here, to be a star player, a max player, NBA All-Star, superstar, All-NBA guy, now you're in the finals, like, you're almost checking every box. So now you got, 2 more games left
Crazy.
to get. So
Yeah.
I commend him. I salute that because he's becoming the face of the league right in front of
Totally.
us.
Yeah. I love it. I mean, his words clearly meant a lot to you. So that's really good you were able to hear that. I think we sometimes underestimate what it means to have somebody deeply believe in you. And you have known Jayson since he was in diapers. You were babysitting him. Your moms are friends. And you always, I feel like, told him that what he's doing right now is what he could do. Like, you always saw that in him. So when he's going to the finals, what's that phone call like?
I don't call him. I
All
don't
texting?
bother him. I don't bother. No, listen, I don't bother him because it's funny because people always ask, like, do you still give him advice? And it's like, it's subtly, like, because he's going to develop into his own player and his own man. And, what got me here may have worked for him, but now he's here. Like, now you create your own path. You create your own, your own legacy now. And he's doing that. Obviously I'll throw in my big bro hints here and there, but he's got it. Like, I think the biggest lesson is experience, and somebody can tell you all they want through their experience and what they went through. You can prepare for that, but once you're in that fight and in a moment, it's totally different. So I let him rock, and I'm always here to pick him up if he needs me.
Yeah. Now, I hear you were taking 16-year-old Jayson to the club in St. Louis. That's what I hear. And I know his mom found out.
Oh, yeah.
And you got cussed out by Miss Brandy. I want to know how she found out.
St. Louis is small. St. Louis isn't no bigger than this room we're in. Like, so everybody knows each other. So it probably wasn't too hard for her to get back around to her, but she was furious. Like, Miss Brandy, she's never yelled at me before. That was the first time she's ever she cussed me out. I was like, okay, yeah, never again. I'm never getting on your bad side ever again.
Yeah.
Jayson, don't ask. We're not doing it. I'm not doing it. Strictly hoops, my brother. So.
Okay, he's grown up now, so you can tell us. Whose idea was it to go to the club? Was he like, Brad, take me to the club, I want to go?
It was a little bit of both. It was probably him more so than me, but
Okay.
I'll take the blame because I was older and I knew better. So
Yeah, you're like, accountability.
I'll take the accountability for it.
Okay, fair. One thing you always say about Jayson, you're like, he is going to be the future face of the league. So I want you to fill in the blank for me here, okay? When it's all said and done, we will talk about Jayson Tatum the way we talk about...
Oh. You put me on the spot. Still writing the story. I don't know what to say. I want to say all the greats, but there's so many. Like I think he can be a top 10 player when he's done.
Like top 10 player all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he puts his mind to it, I
Yeah,
think we can be talking about him like a top 10 player all time.
for sure. And his like ascent has been absolutely crazy. So love that for Jayson. You know, he makes fun of me because I'm not really from St. Louis, but I was born in St. Louis. But I think it's great what both of you.
We got you.
Like I'm repped a little bit. It's like, you know, I'm from Georgia, but I'm in St. Louis all the time. So it's really great what you guys have just done for St. Louis basketball. Funny thing he says in that video that was about you cussing at the kids. You had a bit of a viral moment talking to your AAU team, which I loved. Why do you think it resonated with so many people online?
I think because sometimes we kind of sugarcoat a lot of things with our kids. Like I'm a father now, and so seeing how my mom raised me, like that's a little bit of my mom coming out. Like that's how she coached me. That's how she coached me and my 4 brothers. And so imagine how our household was and how strict it was and how you had to push. Like in the black community, we don't have everything given to us, right? We have to work almost 2-3 times as hard to get that advantage. And for me, the AAU circuit for us is our opportunity, is our advantage.
Yes.
And I think a lot of times, us as kids, and I was in it as well, like we lose sight of that. Like we lose sight of, you know, how many games you have, right? And how many times a coach can see you throughout the summer, right? Granted, all the rules have changed since I've came up, but like taking for granted how many games you have, the opportunity to play against your best peers on the circuit. Like every kid on every AAU team is their best kid in their state.
Yeah.
Every single one. But once you get on a national circuit, it becomes totally different. It's like playing in the NBA, right? So you magnify that, and it's like, go. Like this is what you wanted. Like don't shy away from it. Embrace it, even if you fail. Like fail, but know what to do on the back end of that and how you can come out on the other side of it. And so that's just my vision for it. Like continue to just push. And I feel like if they have an NBA guy, me, and there's plenty other guys who do it in EYBL as well. Like if they see our faces, hear our voices, see our impact, like they do it immediately.
Yeah.
Like, it is. Sometimes it's frustrating because our coaches will tell them what to do, and then the moment I come in and say the exact same thing they just said, they
like,
go
okay.
out there and do it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, but. So it's just trying to get them to understand, like, it shouldn't take for me to do that. It shouldn't take for me to cuss you out. It shouldn't take for this crazy me being angry, you know, kind of in a way at you guys for you guys to kind of grasp, like, go. Like, this is your life. This is your dream. This is your career. Like, you got to take it by the horns and run with it.
Yeah, because I thought the video was great because obviously you were somebody they respect, that they have seen do it, and you kept it really real with them. And based on what you're saying, it seems like they respond to it very positively. But there are some people that felt like, oh my gosh, they're not going to like that. It's not how they want to be coached. But how have you seen them respond to that style?
It is hit or miss, and like I see the reviews too. And like this last video, like I purposefully didn't post it because I myself wasn't all the way comfortable with what I said. Like and looking back at the video, it's like, okay, yeah, I might have said some stuff I probably could not have said. But the thing that I love is that my kids understand what I'm saying within my message. Like they're not listening to my curse words; they're listening to my meaning of my message, right? And so, if it's so funny because after that, there's another video of the guys laughing, smiling because we went 3-1 the rest of the weekend, right? And so just to be able to see them retaliate in a positive way, like that's all I wanted. And there was no more yelling, there was no more screaming. Like you do what you're supposed to do. Yeah. You know, you guys hold yourself to that standard and accountability, and it'll naturally just gravitate. Like winning just creates this joy and this passion. And sure enough, they grasped it and understood that, and they had a hell of a weekend.
Absolutely. So that viral moment was incredibly productive.
Yes.
It helped them
Yes.
push forward. I'm sure, though, it has to be in the best ways, right? This passion for the kids, wanting them to do well, but you want them to do so well that also becomes frustrating.
Yes. So, like,
Yeah.
I tell my coaches, college coaches, Coach Donovan, when I talk to him, and Wes, when I talk to him, like, I get why you guys get frustrated with us. Like, I understand as coaches why you guys get frustrated with us as players because we get hard-headed, you know. So I get it, and especially younger players, like the IQ isn't all the way there yet, and so your patience has to be at an all-time high as a coach. And
Yeah.
so I'm understanding that, I'm grasping that. And it's kind of a teaching lesson for me, too, in terms of leadership and how I can kind of move forward, too.
Yeah.
In life.
So it's kind of changed your perception of other coaches that have had to coach you.
For sure. Like, I'm not going to bark at coaches as much as I probably have before, or because, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So, especially in the NBA, too, you got a lot of egos and grown men you're dealing
Yeah.
with, too. So it's a difference.
When in your life would you say you were least coachable?
I don't think there was ever a point where I was ever not coachable.
Okay, good.
Because my mom made sure I was coachable. And, yeah, it'll be.
She got you together.
Yeah.
It's interesting, though, because obviously AAU has changed so much from when you were there to now. In what ways has social media changed the younger players?
It's become this mentality that if I don't see it, you didn't do it. And that's kind of frustrating, because I used to have a lot of kids right after a game, we'd lose, and it's what dunk is posted today, or what highlight is posted today, how many points did that have? And it's like, it's not what's important. And your college coach dang sure don't care about that.
Yeah.
And NBA, we damn sure don't care about that either. So it's just like, you understand the importance that social media has, and having a platform and being able to have recognition from even like a smaller city kid, like that boosts you in a lot of ways. But it can also be kind of hindrance in a lot of ways too to the kids, because they become, okay, let me be flashy, let me do that just for views or for, and it's like, it's not what the game's about.
Yeah, I mean, and it can happen so heavily that it genuinely impacts the way they play basketball, which is detrimental. Like, everybody just wants the highlights. And I think that in some ways we're kind of seeing the effects of that, some good, some bad, but it certainly has changed the way. How do you think that we get out of that? Will that change? Or is that kind of here to stay?
I think that's a thing that's here to stay. It's kind of tough. Like, it's tough to avoid social media. Like,
Yeah.
as much as we want to, like, say, let's not do that, like, it's there. It's in front of us. Like, you don't want to look at it. Our brain thinks about it. You see it. So it's like, it's already there. And so it's kind of up to the kid to be able to just, like, in yourself, realize what's important. Realize, you got to stay disciplined, in your career and what you want to do, and reaching your levels and goals. Because one distraction, which social media can be, it'll drift you off course.
Do we see, like, in the future, maybe Bradley Beal, NBA coach?
I don't know. I'm trying to, like, that's part of the reason why, like, I go back and do a lot of things with my AU program every summer. Like, my summer is scheduled around my AU team.
That's great.
Like, they come first. I'm like dedicating my time to that, because I'm trying to feel like if that's something I want to do when I'm done. Like, because it is so easy to be caught in the game, and it's just moving so fast. Like, I'm going to year 11. Like, I don't want to count down the years, but it's like,
Right.
I got to think of something else to do once this ball stops bouncing. And I'm kind of trying to get a grasp of if I enjoy coaching, and I like it to an extent. I don't know what level I would coach. I don't know if I can coach the NBA, because
It's a lot.
it's a lot. It
Yeah.
is a lot. But for the most part, my mom was a coach, so it kind of in the blood. I kind of have it naturally.
Yeah. One thing you said in the video that just resonates with me the most is you said, y'all are focusing on the wrong shit.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take you to start focusing on the right shit?
It's tough, because I wasn't, like, growing up, my support system didn't allow me to drift off course. And me personally, I put boundaries around myself to where I didn't allow that to happen. Like,
Yeah.
It's tough. Like, I was, like, cause the way, like, it's me, my 4 brothers, mom and dad, like, we were all in one household. Like, my best friends were my brothers. I grew up playing against my older brothers, getting that experience, beating up on my little younger twins. So I wasn't really allowed to get distracted, to drift off course, or really to not really take it seriously. Like, it was something that I remember my mom and I agreed when I was a freshman. She said, whatever you get offered with first, basketball, football, that's what we're going with. and all four of my other brothers are football players, right? So I love football to death. Football is probably my favorite sport.
Yeah.
But Kansas offered me as a freshman, and she's like, "Oh, that's it, basketball." And so it just became, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So I kind of always had it within me to just stay on course, and it is tough to do. It's not easy, like, because it's a lot of sacrifices you have to make as a kid. Like, you don't get to hang out with your friends. You don't get to party. You don't get to go to the movies all the time. You don't get to live the regular life as a kid. My mom, that's one thing I always remember my mom said, like, you're not a regular kid. She would always say, I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to be a kid. She's like, you're not a regular kid.
Right.
I used to get frustrated, but here I am 28, 29 years later. I'm like, okay, I get it in full circle. So it's about how bad you want it. If you want it, you want to be a regular kid.
Yeah. Okay, wait, I want to rewind a little bit. How good were you at football?
I was really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, what's really good? And what position were you?
I was a receiver.
Okay.
Receiver is my favorite position. Receiver and safety. And I would play quarterback if I needed to.
He's doing it all.
I wouldn't say do it all, but I was an athlete. I was an athlete.
Were you like, okay, this is the thing I want?
It's tough for me to watch football because I love football. Like, all four of my brothers play. And so it's like in us to have that spirit and just want to play football. But ironically enough, I'm the skinny guy of the group. All my brothers are linemen, tight end, so they're all big husk boys. And
Yeah.
my mom said, "Okay, String Bean, you gotta stick with basketball." So that's what I do.
Because you know the guys that feel like, I'm good at this, but I would have even been better at football. Do you feel like that?
I don't, because it's tough, because I never want to disrespect NFL players or guys that do it professionally at their level. But I was really good. I'm 6'5" on a great day, and a receiver. So I think they can understand. Like, I'd have been like a DK, Megatron, Randy.
Just bullying out there.
Wishful thinking, huh?
Yeah, hear that, guys? He would have been Megatron. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, that's so funny. Well, we will always imagine. We'll imagine would have been like Bradley Beal, NFL player. Okay, so obviously, as I'm doing the research for this interview, a lot of articles are coming up about reports. I want to know what it's like to be on the receiving end of reports. Because obviously for us, we get our alerts, we check the apps and all those things, and we see your name and we see that it's being brought up and all these things. But for you, when you wake up and you're a subject of a report, just like walk me through what that feels like, how that day goes, what it is for you.
For the most part, it's like, wow, I didn't know that if there was something said like that I said that, or that's what I was thinking, or that's how I felt. Or more or less like that's an atmosphere, or that's a possibility. Like I said before, like, we have social media, so we can't avoid those things and when they come to us. So, I mean, I take it as a great level of respect, from the sign that, a lot of teams want you, and it's a good thing, as well as the team that I'm on. So, it's fun. Like, I don't shy away from it. Like, I kind of embrace it, because I could be a player that is trying to fight to stay in, but I am somebody who's wanted. So it's like I'm doing something right, but I gotta obviously be better and do more. But it's a good feeling. It is a good feeling. Yeah.
So I have to ask, would it make you feel better if more of the reports were about a star coming to join you here, as opposed to
100%.
you going somewhere else?
All the time, for sure. That would be night and day, make you feel better.
Yeah.
Which it's been tough for us to get some of those going, huh?
It has.
So we're gonna need some of y'all to just rally up some of these reports for me. No, but it is, no, for sure. Like, that's, like, you can't believe everything you see, but some things do have legs, and to see something like that would be unique for us.
Yeah. Sure. And I would think in a time like this, where obviously you have big decisions coming up, you're talking to management a lot. What have those conversations been like? What is your main talking point?
They're always straightforward, and it's just always about the improvement of the team.
Yeah.
That's the biggest and our main concern. Like, the commitment's there from everybody, and it's just a matter of, okay, how can we get better? What steps do we need to take to get better? How can we help Wes, was his first year, so he's obviously getting his feet wet. How can we help ease his way into it and help him be better? And then me, I have to play better and be better, be a better leader. And how can we improve our team? Obviously we came way short of where we wanted to be last year. So you can't necessarily come into the season with the same mindset, same kind of outlook. You gotta be different. So our conversation is always straightforward. That's one thing I love and appreciate about the Wizards.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of decisions, I just want everyone to be clear on the numbers. So you can sign, we're getting into it. You could sign a 5-year, $242 million deal if you stay with the Wizards. If you go somewhere else, 4-year, $179 million. Obviously big numbers, but a difference. And that means you are in a very rare position of being able to control what you do, where you go. Does any anxiety come with that? Because you are the person deciding
Right.
what the rest of your career is going to look like.
Yes and no, because there's so many ways in which your deal can be, right? Whether you stay or go. Like, it's just a million different ways in which your deal can look like. So in that way, you can get a little impatient and be like, all right, let's settle down, like kind of narrow it down to what you want to do. But I always had one of my OGs, Drew Gooden. He always told me, he's like my mentor, right? He would say, Brad, these are good problems, right? And it's like
Great problems.
These are great problems,
Yeah.
and it's like when I look at it like that, it's like you can't necessarily make a wrong decision. It's a matter of what you want to do with you, your career, and obviously I consider my family, right? And what do they want to do? Where do they want to live? What are they comfortable with? And obviously the team for me. So it is surreal in a lot of ways to be in the position I'm in. It is crazy numbers. It is what it is. Like, it's uncontrollable. Like, it's out of my control. But I'm blessed to be here. So again, like, I don't shy away from that. Like, I take it on with the full front, and I have to do what's best for me. So there is some little anxiety because I have to make the decision. And time is counting down. We're in June now, but it's fun. It is fun to be in a position I'm in.
Yeah, and they are great problems, and it's good, obviously, the Wizards believe in you and want you, but there's other teams that also want you. And so I am in no way trying to simplify the situation. I know that there is a lot of nuance that goes into it. But one of the reasons your situation is unique is it would feel like, at least to the outside world, just why I'm asking you, that this feels like a decision of, am I going to pick winning? Or am I going to pick money? And again, I am not trying to simplify it, but I'm just saying what it feels like.
It is tough. Like, it is a blessing and a curse in so many ways. Because, like, financially, like, yes, it is a lot of money. And I guarantee if you take a poll on Twitter of, okay, if you got offered this compared to this, everybody in their right mind would sign the big boys. So
It's still 63 million more. Yeah.
so I get that, and that is tough. But like, I can't concern myself with other people will say and think. Like, that's going to be their opinion. Like, I know what my decision will be based off of, and that's going to be where I feel like I can win, right? And that's going to be my decision. If I feel like I can win in DC, that's what I'm going to do. And I want people to respect that. You may not, but I'm going to fight my ass off. I'm going to compete, and I'm going to try to make this team better. If it's elsewhere, it's going to be the exact same commitment. So it's twofold. Like, you're going to have people rooting for you, saying go. You're going to have people saying stay. You're going to have people say take less. You're going to have people saying all type of stuff. So it's like all those things are options. Like, everything's an option. But for the most part, I'm going to do what's best for me, and I can't concern myself with what other people would say, even though it may look as simplified as people may project it.
Yeah, but nothing is as simple as it seems.
Never.
Okay, in one word, tell me, what do you want for your career right now?
Ooh, impact.
Okay. Why impact?
Because everybody's legacy is kind of obviously different. And for me, it's like, what impact can I leave on a team, organization, a teammate, right? was I probably one of the best teammates you've ever played with, right? Was I a good leader for you? Everybody has a desire to win. I want to win, but I also understand how crazily of a window you have to win, right? There's some of the most talented teams in the league who aren't playing right now, right? You have two super teams right now that are competing their tails off. So winning is hard, and you know, obviously, like you want to put yourself in a position to where you're competing for a championship, 100%. But understanding how tough it is to win, like that puts a lot of things into perspective, like in terms of your future and what you want to do and where you want to go and who you want to play with.
Yeah.
But again, they're good problems, and just kind of face them head on and gotta deal with them.
So impact is one word for what you want, and one word, tell me what you don't want for your career right now.
That's a good one. Wow. I think the biggest thing would be, I guess I kind of just said it a minute ago. Like if I didn't give myself a chance to win, right? If I didn't give myself a chance to win, I think that would be.
I feel like that sounds like the word is almost like you don't want regret. Like you don't want to not give yourself that chance.
That's a strong word, but somewhat, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in some ways. But because you can't necessarily have regret, you have to live with your decisions you have, right? And good or bad, because you make however the outcome is, that develops your character, develops who you are. That's what I believe in. So I won't say regret, but you don't want to look 20 years down the line like, dang, I wish. But that's kind of having that regret in the back of your head. So in a fine line of that, I would say, that would be kind of what I wouldn't want to happen.
Yeah. Okay, fair. When I was watching the interview that you did with Draymond, which shout out to Draymond, you are talking about, like you say, there's a lot of teams that are saying, okay, we can get it done here. And you're like, well, why can't we do it here? Right? Like, it's like, we can do that. And you believe in the organization and your ability and bringing people here and building that up. Which kind of begs the question of, okay, well, why hasn't it happened yet?
Right.
How would you explain why you feel like it hasn't happened yet?
Oh, it's tough. We might be here all day if we explain that. I've been here, 10, going on 11 years. Like, we've had windows, like plenty of windows where we missed it, right? And we've made it to the second round. We've made it to Game 7 the second rounds before. Like, we've given ourselves chances to kind of be that team.
Yeah.
But I would say the last few years we didn't produce. It's simple. Like we fell short. Obviously we had Russ the year before, and that was pretty good. The COVID year. It was tough with the play-in game. We made the play-in game. 8 seed going in, played Philly, but it is tough to get free agents here for whatever reason, and that's kind of always been an Achilles heel here. Like we've kind of more or less had the draft and rely on the draft and developing our guys, and it's tough. Like we've moved on from a lot of guys we drafted, from a lot of guys that we had who probably killing on other teams now. You look at it like, I wish we still had it. But, I mean, it happens. It's the league. It's the business. But, you know, it's just missing our window. Like, like I said before, it's so tough to win the league. And once you have the opportunity, you got to take advantage of it. You know, and sometimes, I think it was a few times we didn't necessarily capitalize on them. But we just got to keep developing. For whatever reason, we got to figure out a way to get guys here.
I think when a lot of fans watch basketball, they kind of forget that you all do go home and you have like these feelings and emotions. And one thing you and Draymond talk about on the podcast is how sometimes it feels like the money doesn't matter if you're losing. And the word that you all used is because you're miserable. How have maybe these past years professionally impacted you personally?
It has some impact, I would say. I'll be honest. Like, if my wife was here, she'd be even a little bit more honest, because sometimes that comes home, and that's what I try not to do. But, like, losing can do that. right? And yeah, we make a lot of money and we care about our money. Obviously, we want to secure and make sure our financial future is secure, but you don't like getting your ass kicked every night. You get tired of it, you know? And so you're not a quitter, but at the same time, you don't want to keep chasing your tail.
Yeah.
So it's a fine line. It is a fine line. But I won't say it changed me, but it's kind of opened my mind and perspective to the game in a lot of ways, you know, and being happy, truly happy, and what that looks like and kind of where that is. And I think that's the tougher part. And you can't just, I can't just up and say, oh, I want to go there. I don't just work like that. And so, you know, you look at everything in full scale and kind of see what's best for you. But in years past, there have been moments where it's bothered me, for sure.
Yeah. What moment sticks out?
Oh, none. Ooh. Oh, it was a few years ago. It wasn't. Last year was a rough year. We were all over the place. That's what's crazy. Like the last few years, I don't make excuses, but we had a lot of crazy stuff going on within our team with COVID in these last 2 years. But I would say, what was it, 2-3 years ago? I think we lost to Chicago and it kind of eliminated us from being in the playoffs one year. I think it was the year before we got Russ. That loss really bothered me. I would say that was probably one of the biggest losses. I was like, yeah, this bothers me. Because I wanted to make the playoffs bad. I wanted to make it bad. I wanted to get there. And that loss, for whatever reason, that one's like, that one stuck with me for a long time. I was really frustrated with that one.
Really? Yeah. But why do you think it was that one specifically?
I don't know. It was tough because we had, I think, only a few games left in the year. We really needed this game, and we didn't get it. It was like, damn, we didn't get it. So, and I think it was a game I had 50. So I think that was even more reason why I was pissed. So
yeah, because it's different talking about that 50 when it comes with the W.
But it wasn't even that. It was just the fact we needed to win to get in the playoffs, and it was like, damn, I'm trying to do everything we can to get there. But,
you know what I wonder? Honestly, I'm happy you say that because when I watch some guys in the playoffs that obviously are getting things like 50 points, having great games, and the team still loses, is there a feeling of helplessness? You're I'm doing everything I can, and it's not working in this moment? Or what feeling comes with that when so much is on you and it ends up not being enough?
Yes and no.
Okay.
From the point of being exhausted, you're like, damn, I don't know what else I could have done. But the competitive side of you was like, damn, maybe I could have did a little bit more. Maybe there is something I could have did better. And I think that's a lot of players are like that, more or less. They put it on their shoulders and could have made the game easier for my teammates. You could have done you just feel whatever reason you just put it on your shoulders. And the helplessness, sometimes you feel like that, you get dramatic, but you don't feel great about it. I hate losing when I have big games like that. It's you might as well just wash it away. Doesn't matter. Just whatever. Just put the L on it. But, yeah, it's frustrating. But.
So you talk about that Chicago loss being kind of a low point for you because you weren't able to make the playoffs. What is it like for you watching the playoffs?
Oh, it's tough. It is tough because obviously they're your peers and you compete on them. You compete against them throughout the year. And to see the joy they have and how much the game it rises even much more, it's dang, I gotta be out there. That's kind of your feeling. And so it's definitely motivation and it is inspirational. Even that's why I'm saying watching Jayson, that's inspirational.
Yeah.
Seeing you play in the finals, it's a dream come true. But it's also motivation. Damn, I gotta pick it up. I need to be there. I need to get that experience. And so, for sure, it is definitely tough to watch, but it's fun to watch because it's nothing like playoff basketball. I've had plenty of chances to play in the playoffs, played in big games, but to see it every single year, I feel like the competition gets better and better and harder. Like it is, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is my thing. Now I'm just giving like my prognosis. You are so talented. Like you are one of the guys in the NBA. Like you can do it all. You're a leader. You're a good teammate. And sometimes it's just like you feel like you want everyone to see that, and it feels like they don't all get to see it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel that way?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, look, it's right there.
It's right there.
Yeah, but winning solves that.
Yeah.
And that's what I just keep telling myself. Like, you can sit here and beat your chest all you want. Hey, like draw the fireworks, whatever. But you gotta win.
Yeah.
You win, you get the attention. You win, you get the recognition, the accolades, all that. So if you don't win, you don't get this stuff. That's one thing that I've learned throughout my career. Like winning is super important.
Winning is the cure
Winning is
to everything.
important.
Yeah. Do you feel like you get your due? Do you feel like you are appreciated as a player?
Yeah. Yes. Amongst the organization and my peers, for sure. Like, I definitely have their respect, and like I know every single time I step on the floor, that, okay, yeah, they game plan. So it's like to have that, like that's another respect factor. It's like you never dream of that. You know, you wish you just get in the league, but to develop into like an elite player and be game plan for it's like, okay, yeah, like that is, you're one of them. So I embrace it, and it is super fun, but it's not easy. I would say that. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy. Okay, that's fair. So one thing that we always do is a top five. Your top five, in no order.
Okay.
I want you to give me the top 5 current players that we don't talk about enough.
I was gonna say Zach, but we start talking about Zach a little bit more this year.
Yeah. You can throw him in there if you want
Yeah,
to.
I'll throw Zach in there.
Okay. Zach LaVine.
It's tough. Chris Middleton.
Good one.
I feel like Book was like that, but I think we know what Book is.
Yeah,
So
he's
I'm
arrived
not gonna
now.
throw him in there. That's tough. Who's gonna get their due?
Let me tell you some guys I thought about, and you tell me if
Yeah, I
you're
need some
right.
hints. Give me some hints.
I thought about DeJounte Murray.
Yeah.
I feel like people don't really talk about, even though like he was an all-star, it's like people don't really talk about him as much as they should.
Yes.
I thought about Drew Holiday. I know we already have a buck on there, but Drew.
But I think people got. Yeah, they still don't talk about Drew a lot, but he's a guy.
And I mean, I'm a Hawks fan, but to me, Clint Capella. I don't think people talk about him
He's a
enough.
difference maker.
Yeah. Those are just 2 I said. I know you said Zach LaVine, Chris Middleton. Are we putting DeJounte in there?
I'll put DeJounte.
DeJounte.
For sure.
Okay.
Part of me wants to say Shea, but
That's a good one.
yeah,
Jay?
I'll throw Shea in
Okay.
there.
Only one more.
Who's a big? I want a big. It's a tough one. That's a tough one. Who's killing?
It's always like small market teams that have
That's what I'm really
really
trying to
talented, you know what I mean?
I think Desmond Bain now.
For sure.
I'll throw him in there.
Okay. Desmond.
He's
That's a solid
young.
5.
He still has some years to Yeah, he's still young, huh? This
Yeah.
is what, second year or rookie?
I don't think he's a rookie. I
He's not
think
a
it's
rookie,
his
he's a
second
second
year.
year, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so he still has some.
But you know what's crazy though, as you talk about Desmond Bane and so many of them, we underestimate just how big of a stage those playoffs are. Because when you make it there and you go crazy, like now everyone knows Desmond. No one probably was checking for Desmond. Even when the Grizzlies were hot, it's just that stage it's unmatched.
That's how you make your money.
It really
You
is.
show up in the playoffs, that's how you make your money.
Yeah. But no, that's a
He-
very solid
He was
vibe.
big for them throughout the year. Like when
Yeah.
Ja got hurt, Dylan got hurt. He was there. He
Yeah.
was present. And so, and he's gotten a lot better. So, I salute him for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
So obviously, like I said, everybody talks about how you are a great teammate, great guy to be around. I know John Wall is like your brother. You've talked about you all's relationship. He was in the news this week because Colin Cowherd said he doesn't make his teammates better. Did John Wall make you better?
Yes. Yes.
How so?
Oh, he helped me IQ wise. He helped me understand the floor, spacing of the floor. I've never played with a better passer than John to this day. John was super elite at that. So for me, like understanding the pace of the NBA game, like he was my mentor coming into the league. So for me to say he didn't help me would be blasphemous. Like he'll come up, he'll slap me next time he plays. I would never say that. Like John's helped me in so many ways. Ball handling, learning how to read a pick and roll, how to pass out of a pick and roll, understanding where guys will be on the floor. Like he was really great at that, and so learning that from him, like when he got hurt and I had to play point guard, who helped me? John. You know, so I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I love John. I think he's so great. He's so funny. And it feels like there was somewhat of like an evolution to you all's relationship. Would you say that's accurate?
Mm-hmm.
How would you describe that evolution? Where'd you start? What was the middle? What was the end? Because it played out a bit publicly that was probably a lot of incorrect stuff. But
From the start, I would say we were young pups trying to find our way in the league and trying to both be alpha dogs. And allowing social media and media to kind of alter that with us. The middle part is us being adults and actually talking and having a conversation like, yo, is that how you feel? No. Is that how you feel? No. Okay, we're good. So
yeah.
that eliminated all of the noise. And I think now our relationship's even tighter from, I hope you don't mind me talking about this, but when his mother passed, right? And so I dropped everything and was, I'm there for you, right? And so that for him was a different type of bond and relationship and a brotherhood for me. And so to this day, like, if he needs me, I'm dropping everything, go to him. Like, he's a brother, you know, for forever. And so him, his family, his two amazing little boys, he has, like, that's everything for sure. And so our bond is unbreakable. Like, and I think that's kind of where it's transitioned to. You know? So that's my brother forever for sure.
And that's really a testament to you two, because I think that a lot of times it doesn't go that way. I think teammates who want to be alpha dogs, they'll see these reports, things about maybe someone says about them, but they don't have a conversation. And that conversation, I'm sure, was like the difference maker for you two. So how do you approach that, and how much did that conversation help?
It helped a lot because we were somewhat stubborn. Like we were like, dang, is that how you feel? Like, because you're just reading, like you can't avoid it, you see it, and then when you're like, okay, you know, we have to talk, we gotta have this conversation. Like we can't just be playing basketball and playing great games, but not saying anything or not addressing the elephant in the room. And so it literally got to a point where we were like, all right, let's go to lunch, let's go to dinner.
Do you remember when you had it?
It was actually, I think it was in Memphis. We had it over barbecue. Yeah, nothing like good barbecue. So Memphis, thank you, y'all helped it.
Yeah, good barbecue, good conversation.
So yeah, it was over a meal, and we were good. It was like just the complete opposite of what we were eating. So it was cool.
See, look at that, guys. This narrative, they hated each other. It's all
Throw
false.
it out the window. Throw it out the window.
Yeah, like it's over, friends. We got it. Okay, good. Another person, obviously, you. By the way, when I was looking at this, you have done so much in your career. Like there has just been so many things that have happened, people that you have played with. But Russell Westbrook's another one. I know that is someone you are also incredibly close to as well. What do people have wrong about Russell Westbrook? Because I always tell people he's the nicest human being.
Oh, for sure.
The nicest.
Russ is the greatest guy ever.
Yeah.
I was just with him in AU basketball in Louisville. Like,
Yeah.
Russ is in Louisville. Russ can be any. Nothing against Louisville, but Russ could be anywhere in the world, spending time with his family. He's just like me. He's with his AU team. He's investing his time, and he's unbelievable. Like he's a great man, great individual, great husband, great father, and unbelievable teammate. Like when he's on your team, you love him, but you hate playing against him.
Oh yeah.
Right? I don't know what it is about what they have wrong about Russ or why he gets as much disrespect as he does. Like I guess they want him to shoot 1,000,000 threes a game and make 1,000,000 threes. But Russ is going in what, year 14, 15 maybe? Like he is who he is. Like, you can't change who he is. Like he's played this way his whole career. He's played hard. He goes hard. That's why I'll never disrespect him. Like I witnessed it for 82 games. Like, and so like that pushed me to a new level. Like I had my best year of my career with Russ, and so I hate the disrespect he receives. But I do commend him for sticking in it and just being a man about it, and obviously competing still. But it's not easy to do. Like I think the dynamic of their team was tough for everybody to play.
Totally.
I think just the way they were assembled in total was tough for all of them to really excel at what they could do. I think a lot of them were out of position, and it was tough.
Can you explain to others the way that situation impacts your career?
A lot. And I think that's what's so tough because you don't have control of where you get drafted, right? So all of us would love, like if you're a top pick, sorry, you're not. Chances of you going to an elite team are very slim, right? So as a young kid, that is tough, and you have to. That is a different lane than somebody who's going to Golden State or Boston right now, right? And so your learning experiences and curves may be totally different. Your playing time may be totally different. Like you're going to get thrown right into the fire, more or less on a, as a top pick. But at the same time, that is just the business and the reality of the league. Like you want to be who you want to be, gotta kind of put on the big boy pants.
Yeah.
In some ways.
Absolutely. Well, you, in a lot of ways, you're a mentor to so many guys. You're incredibly well liked in the league, and you make a huge impact in your community. I know you were doing that June 18th.
Yes.
Yes, with the basketball court.
Yes.
Tell me all about it.
So I partner with Hoop for All. It's a nonprofit in D.C. It's a group of Howard alum students, and literally we're refurbishing an old court that's across the street from the university. And it's a court. It's literally two courts that citizens in D.C. used to play on all the time, and now it's like not even a playing surface. Like it was unbelievable just to see it. But for me, it was like I want to find something to do in a city where I can leave like an imprint, like not like a landmark, but like some type of memory here, right? And so they approached me about it, and I seen like they were a very small nonprofit, but this is something that they did. Like they did a lot of court refurbishments, and so I was like, okay, this is exactly what I want to do. Io, the head guy, he is unbelievable, and the entire team. And so I'm excited. June 18th, in DC, we'll unveil the court. It's being painted on as we speak. So
amazing.
I'm excited about it. The city will have 2 more courts to play on, and rec for the youth, so I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and it's also great because it's happening Juneteenth
Yep.
weekend as well.
Exactly.
Why was that important and significant?
So that's
for you?
exactly why we chose that weekend, right? So obviously we didn't want to have it on Juneteenth Day. We want to pay the homage to that day, but we're 100% speaking on it and addressing Juneteenth and celebrating it in a little way, for sure. So that weekend, the whole weekend in DC is going to be crazy that weekend. So I think we'll get it started on the 18th and the 19th, and so on will be crazy.
Yeah. And you know, the word that you used about what you want in your career right now was impact. Does this kind of help feed into what that impact is going to be?
100%, you know, because we love the fans. Like, and fans will ask you what your legacy, what do you want your legacy to be? But like, how did I impact you? Did you enjoy watching me? Like, when you interacted with me, was I a great guy, right? Or did you catch me on a bad day? Which I try not to do. We do have bad days. We do have bad
Everyone
days.
has them. Yeah.
But for, yeah, like what I can do in the community, you know, how I can uplift people, how I can utilize my resources, utilize my platform. Like, that's one thing I told Hoop for All. Like, I want to utilize my platform to lift you guys up in what you guys do. Like, there should be recognition for other people, other cities, other states, other organizations to want to partner with you and kind of create this idea, because ironically, over the last year, but especially since COVID, street ball has been kind of a thing now. Like, we're starting to get back outside and play basketball again on a blacktop. So, like, for us to do that, do this project, it's like that could be like a little thing we create. So,
Totally.
however I can utilize my platform and, again, leave an impact on people is what I care about.
No, I think it's beautiful. Congratulations on that. So June 18th, that's what he's doing. Random, do you still eat Skittles before every game?
No. I still, I want to bad, but I don't.
I mean,
I
so
wish I did.
once a week? Never? Like, are Skittles still in the diet?
I would say once a month. I try to cut down on my sugars. I know I'm getting old, y'all. I'm getting old.
Yeah, in the video I saw, you were like, I do them before every game.
Oh yeah, I was in sugar rush for sure.
Yeah. Was it like helping, or it was just your thing?
No, it was helping for sure. It was like I was energized, I was ready to go. I was like, I gotta cut back.
No more sugar.
Yeah.
And you ended up choosing the barbecue chips over the Skittles, which I was surprised by, because you said you ate the Skittles all the time.
Wow. I probably wouldn't do that today.
Yeah. You're like, you're picking Skittles. Okay, so I have to ask you this. It's just your words. I just want to clarify. So we'll end on this. So you said in March 3rd, when asked whether you're leaning on staying with the Wizards, you said, it's fair to say. Does that hold true? Is it still fair?
Yeah, it's always been the same. Yeah, it's been the same. Nothing's altered me one way or another. Like, I've always, like we talked about earlier, everything's been straightforward with the organization, and that is a fair statement for sure.
Yes.
Until I feel otherwise, and yeah.
Well, good. I hope you make the best decision for yourself. You are great. Love your family. Shout out Kamaya. She's so fun. Cute kids. And she's pregnant, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh. When is she due?
Soon, she's ready to pop now. She's driving me crazy. But, no, middle of July.
Amazing. Another one.
Yeah.
I assume it's just like, you're like, okay, another one's going to be coming around, but all the kids are so different. I'm sure you get so equally excited. It's just like, there's going to be one more.
It's like, yeah, but you got to start all over again. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
No sleep. But I'm glad we have summer babies, so I don't have to deal with this in the middle of the year.
Yeah. And you have like 2 boys. They're like getting everything. They're fun. They're like everywhere.
Yeah, I always say my boys run a house. I just live there, pay the bills. You know, they run the show every single day. Got the schedule going. You know, I'm just the guy that visits and walks around. So.
Well, that's beautiful. Next time I see you, you'll be a dad of 3.
Yeah, slow down out there.
Slow down. July comes slowly. Any fan questions? Are we good?
A lot of finals predictions.
Oh, I mean, I feel like he's gonna go Boston.
I do got a lot of green on today. I mean, this wasn't on purpose, I swear. But I am. Draymond gonna kill me.
But Jason would also kill you.
Jason
So
would kill me
either
too.
way, you gotta just say what's in your heart.
I'm going Jason. I really want Jason to win. I want Jason to win, if that makes sense, y'all.
Yeah.
Jason. I I'm not saying Boston. I want Jayson.
You want Jayson to win. I got you. Has there been anything in the playoffs that surprised you? Like the whole playoffs? Either a performance, a team not making it to the finals? Like what has been the biggest surprise?
I wouldn't say anything's a surprise. I would say it's a lot of young guys up and coming in the league, and everybody's on notice now. I think that's kind of the biggest grasp that I got from the playoffs. Like, yeah, a lot of the teams probably didn't make it or get as far as they wanted to, but those series were competitive. Right?
Yeah.
And probably wore down a lot of teams and altered them in the next round. So it was, I would say it's a lot of teams that are, you gotta lace them up. You gotta be ready to go. So, but to kind of see the run that Boston went on to go through, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Miami, that's a tough run. That's a tough run.
And that's the thing, they took down the Giants.
Yeah. They went through. They kept saying they didn't duck any smoke. They went through the big dogs. So.
Yeah. Okay. Last thing before I let you go, because you said this, and it's true. There's always this conversation about like the guys under 25 that are so good, like that there's just so many really good young guys in the league, and we talk about it a lot. But why do you think so many of like the best guys are so young? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, why is it happening right now? I don't remember a time that it was so like youth heavy.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I mean, it's a different age in the game. It's like the game always evolves. That's one thing you can't stop. You can't stop the evolution of the game. And young guys are just kind of like, they don't want to take a back seat no more. No, I'm here.
Yeah.
So you got to respect it because they putting on. They are putting on.
Yeah, and what's really striking me about the young guys, like, they're not scared. Like, normally when the younger guys get in, you can tell they're kind of like, oh, shit, like I'm playing LeBron or I'm playing whoever. No, these guys are like, let's go.
Yeah.
There's no fear in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that kind of lends to their performances, too. So it's a really fun time in the league.
It is amazing. That's why I love it. It's super competitive. Like, I don't know how many teams would have predicted the series, the finals to be what it is, with all the amazing teams we have. So it's a testament to our league and the growth of it, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your
Thanks for
time.
having
You're
me.
fantastic.
Awesome show.
Thank you. I'll be watching for the decision and all the things. I'm excited. Are you going to do like, not one, not two?
We'll see.
Yes. Well, no, you were great.
Count down, so it's going to be.
Yeah, it's coming up. Do you know when you're going to like say what you're doing? Can you tell us that? Or you're like just going to.
No, I don't have a date.
You
My
don't have-
birthday is June 28th, so I guess maybe around there. I don't know.
Oh, maybe around the birthday. You heard it here. No, seriously. Thank you so much for your time and your openness and all the things.